These two shots are hard to tell apart. They both offer clean, detailed results. If anything, the shot on the left runs a bit cooler, bluer, while you have brighter whites on the right, but that's nitpicking since they're both very similar. If we crop to 100%, you'll notice the biggest difference: sharpening. Sharpening helps give a picture a little more oomph, but I don't think it's really necessary here. That sharpening leads to smoother results in the text, and even a bit of jagged edges up top here. The shot on the left is the more accurate one when it comes to detail. If we zoom out, both shots are again very comparable, and if you're wondering which picture is which, here you go. Hey everyone, Jerome Ortega here with Android Oh, wrong channel.
You idiot!
Again, sharpening plays a role here for the OnePlus 5T, but I also find it cleaner and one that pops out just enough to make it more pleasing to the eye. Your mileage may vary though, as I think this comes down to personal preference. This third shot is more about clarity between the phones than it is detail. If I flip-flop these around, you'll notice that the 5T provides a cleaner shot. Again, both do a fine job, but the color and clarity between the two is a step above on the 5T. At 100% crop, it also handles color better where the 3T washes out. When it comes to video during the day, both do pretty well when the phones are set still. However, the 3T will focus hunt. You'll notice when the train passes by, the camera kinda stutters trying to keep focus of the overall shot. Watch it again in slow motion. The 5T keeps focus the entire time regardless of subject change in the background. And when it comes to video stabilization, it's amazing to see how well the 5T does considering the fact that the 3T comes equipped with OIS, optical image stabilization, while the 5T uses EIS, electronic image stabilization. The 3T has a constant judder in its video the entire time, while the 5T keeps itself a lot more stable. At night and in low light is where the 5T really makes its mark. In this first set of night shots, the 5T's photo is exposed better, cleaner, and more detailed. The same can be said here. I took this on a really windy night. Notice that even though the wind was howling, the 5T is capable of taking a better shot during fast movement. Check the Chicago flag or the tree branch on the top right. There's definitely more lens flare on the 5T, but I'll take that in exchange for better blacks on the fence to the right, richer color on the building to the left, and a less blown out traffic light. The 3T does a much better job in this night shot than the previous ones shown, but even though the 3T is a brighter shot, the 5T's lighting is better balanced with less noise in the night sky. In really low light conditions, you can see at 100% crop how much the 5T's camera has improved in this department. When we're talking about video at night, the 3T overexposes here, but other than that, I prefer the lighting. The building's colors look better and the overall video is more pleasing to the eye. Video stabilization at night is surprisingly more comparable between the two phones, and that's not a good thing. They're both really hard to watch with a lot of stutter and shaking that makes it hard for me to recommend recording video at night while moving around. The 5T is considerably the better camera phone when compared to the 3T, that should be no surprise. I made this video because I was actually curious to see how far these cameras have come in the year they were made apart. The 3T still shoots amazingly well during the day and in good lighting. Decent video quality too, but suffers from continuous focus hunting, and its video stabilization comes nowhere close to the 5T. The 3T manages to take okay shots at night, but the 5T is definitely the better choice here. Video recording on the 3T is surprisingly comparable to the 5T at night. I don't think the 5T uses its secondary camera, you know, the one specifically made for low light when it comes to video. And don't forget portrait mode on the 5T. It's still rough around the edges, but I like where it's going. Overall, a decent camera upgrade from the 3T.
You idiot!